A sudden leadership change at the top of Nigeria's police structure has raised important questions about security strategy, governance priorities, and the future direction of law enforcement under President Bola Tinubu. Why was former Inspector General Kayode Egbetokun replaced at this critical moment, and what deeper policy discussions may have influenced the decision? As details continue to emerge, this serious development is drawing attention both within Nigeria and among Nigerians abroad, and here is what we now know. A major leadership change inside Nigeria's security structure has sparked nationwide discussion after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu replaced former Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. The decision came at a time when questions about national security strategy, police reforms, and public confidence were already growing. While official statements describe the move as part of ongoing institutional adjustments, emerging details suggest a broader calculation tied to performance expectations, policy direction, and long-term governance priorities. Tonight, we examine what led to this decision and why it matters for Nigeria's future. If you value clear, balanced political analysis explained in simple English, kindly like this video and subscribe to the channel. To understand this development properly, we must begin with the core facts. President Tinubu approved a leadership change at the highest level of the Nigeria police force, ending the tenure of former Inspector General Kayode Egbetokun and introducing a new leadership direction for the institution. Official communication emphasized continuity in security operations while signaling renewed focus on effectiveness, coordination, and institutional reform. Leadership transitions within security agencies are not unusual in democratic systems. However, the timing of this decision immediately attracted attention because it comes during a period when Nigerians are closely evaluating how security institutions respond to public safety concerns, regional tensions, and expectations for improved policing outcomes. Government insiders described the move as part of a broader reassessment of security performance across multiple agencies. In recent months, public conversations have increasingly focused on response coordination, intelligence sharing, and the ability of law enforcement institutions to adapt to evolving challenges. While no single incident defined the leadership change, analysts believe accumulated pressure for measurable improvements contributed to the decision. Another important factor frequently mentioned by political observers involves administrative alignment. Presidents typically prefer security leaders whose operational approach aligns closely with broader policy goals. Tinubu's administration has consistently emphasized economic recovery, investor confidence, and national stability as central priorities, making security leadership a key component of overall governance strategy. Within this context, discussions have also emerged around the ongoing national debate on the creation of state police. President Tinubu has publicly expressed support for exploring state policing as part of long-term security reform aimed at improving local response capacity. Some political analysts believe that differing institutional perspectives on policing structure may have formed part of wider strategic conversations within government circles. While no official statement directly links the leadership change to the state police debate, the discussion highlights how evolving security reforms continue to influence decisions at the highest levels of government. For many Nigerians, the idea of state police represents a significant policy shift. Supporters argue that decentralized policing could allow faster responses to local disturbances and better community engagement. Others urge caution, emphasizing the need for strong safeguards to prevent misuse at regional levels. By including this debate within broader security reforms, the administration signals that structural changes remain under active consideration. Looking deeper into the situation, analysts point to Nigeria's complex security environment, which requires adaptive leadership styles and coordinated institutional responses. Addressing security concerns involves cooperation between the police, intelligence agencies, military authorities, and local governments. Leadership changes sometimes reflect an effort to recalibrate strategy rather than assign personal blame. Public perception also plays a critical role. Citizens often evaluate leadership through visible outcomes such as communication transparency, community trust, and operational efficiency. When expectations rise faster than perceived improvements, governments may introduce structural adjustments aimed at restoring confidence in public institutions. Political analysts emphasize that decisions of this nature rarely stem from a single reason. Instead, they result from a combination of performance evaluation, administrative planning, and future governance considerations. With Nigeria gradually moving toward another electoral cycle, maintaining a stable and predictable security environment becomes increasingly important for democratic participation. Within the police institution itself, leadership transitions can create opportunities for renewed momentum. Officers may interpret new leadership as a chance for reforms related to welfare, training standards, and operational support systems. Improved morale within law enforcement agencies can influence effectiveness and public cooperation over time. From a governance perspective, democratic systems rely on civilian oversight of security institutions. The president holds constitutional authority to appoint and replace service chiefs when strategic direction requires adjustment. Seen through this lens, the leadership change represents an exercise of executive responsibility within established institutional frameworks. Reactions across political circles have been mixed. Supporters argue that leadership renewal demonstrates responsiveness to national concerns, while critics call for clearer communication regarding long-term security objectives. Both perspectives underline the importance of transparency in maintaining public trust. For Nigerians living abroad, developments like this carry particular significance. Diaspora communities closely follow institutional stability because it influences international perception, investment confidence, and economic cooperation. Changes in security leadership often signal how a country intends to manage governance challenges and attract global partnerships. Economic observers note that security confidence directly affects commercial activity. Businesses thrive where stability supports transportation, investment planning, and workforce mobility. Leadership adjustments aimed at improving coordination may therefore have indirect economic benefits beyond the security sector itself. Another major conversation emerging from this transition centers on police reform. Over the years, citizens have called for modernization, accountability improvements, and stronger community engagement. Leadership change provides an opportunity to revisit these expectations and assess how institutional reforms can progress more effectively. Experts caution, however, that leadership alone cannot resolve systemic challenges immediately. Sustainable improvements depend on consistent policy implementation, adequate funding, professional training, and cooperation among federal and state authorities. Meaningful outcomes will require time and measurable progress. In the broader political landscape, leadership decisions also carry symbolic weight. By making a change at the top of the police hierarchy, the administration communicates an intention to recalibrate strategy and reinforce public confidence. Whether this translates into long-term improvement will depend on implementation and institutional follow-through. Citizens across Nigeria are now watching closely for signs of operational adjustments under the new leadership. Indicators such as communication style, deployment strategy, and collaboration with local authorities will shape public perception in the months ahead. International observers are also likely to monitor developments carefully. Nigeria's position as a major regional power means internal security management has implications for diplomatic relationships and regional cooperation across West Africa. For younger Nigerians especially, developments like this highlight how governance decisions influence daily life. Security institutions affect economic opportunity, mobility, and civic participation. Understanding these transitions helps citizens engage more meaningfully with democratic processes. Ultimately, the replacement of former Inspector General Kayode Egbetokun reflects a broader moment in Nigeria's governance evolution. It represents an attempt to align leadership with emerging policy priorities, ongoing reform debates, and expectations for improved institutional performance. The full impact of this decision will unfold over time. Nigerians at home and abroad will continue to observe whether the leadership change strengthens coordination, builds public confidence, and advances long-term security reforms, including ongoing discussions around policing structure. As always, we will continue monitoring developments and bringing you clear, balanced updates you can rely on. If you found this analysis helpful, kindly like this video and subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss important political updates explained in simple English.